So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug is one of my Amy Brown fairies that my daughter got for me. I felt it was appropriate for our color choices today. Anyway, in our fairy mug is a tea. I don't know if I've tried this tea before, but I've got a bunch of new teas to try. I'm trying to get the box. There we go. If you can see that box back there, it's actually full of teas. So, but this is from Sila or Sila. I think I did try this. I can't remember. I do know it smells amazing when I opened it. It's Sila Joy. This is their green tea, cucumber melon. The ingredients include green tea, cucumber slices, and natural flavors. I'm really interested. It was amazing on the scent when I opened it. This is a couple months old, so sometimes I tried it. It's been a while, folks. Let's give her a sip. She's actually been steeping a little bit. Got started and got interrupted. But we're going to give it a sip, and then we will get started. It's just... I think I could use this tea in a candle. It smells that good. I don't know how I feel about this. We'll start with letting it steep. You definitely get the cucumber. And I'm not a huge fan of the cucumber. That is weird. That's very weird and interesting. I'm not a huge fan of cucumbers. They're okay. I much prefer them chopped up in a salad. So that's usually the only way I will eat them. Anyway, so today we are going to talk about what's going on with the channel. You all know how this goes. I film making the look first, and then I do the tea part, and then I do my closing. And I'm going to warn you, I ramble quite a bit during the filming part where we're going to talk about the channel. I have thoughts, and I had trouble just trying to get them coalescing. It's been a while since we've been here, so that's no surprise. But while we are also talking about the channel, we are also going to try out the new Nomad Ghost Town USA palette. Yes, this one, it's beautiful. Now, I have used it, so she looks messy. This is a beautiful color story. Now, I didn't buy this. This was a gift, so I'm saying, right, look at that. Look at that. That's just so neat. This was a gift. Roundabout thing was my previous palette was an issue for me. Nomad was, I let them know that I was having some issues, and it had nothing to do with the quality of the palette. I did make sure to make that clear. It was the color story. I told them it's all on me. It's all on me. I did this thing, and they said, we're going to help you out. Now, don't do this. They did this because I have been a longtime supporter since as I blank out on you completely. I guess since the Berlin Underground. I don't think I have my Berlin Underground anymore. I think that's one of the ones I decluttered. But at the time, it was really a nice palette. And I have supported them ever since. I bought their palettes, most of their palettes ever since. I think I did skip the train one, like Oriental Express. Mostly because I didn't think the colors were that much up my alley. I did get the mini, and it turned out, yeah, those colors weren't really much working for me. But I've gotten most everything since then, and I usually get one for my daughter too. This time I didn't have to. They went ahead and sent this along as a gift to me for the long support, and because I had so many problems with the previous one. Again, the palette itself wasn't the issue. It was all the neutrals, and I should have known better. I just like to support my brands, most of them, when I can, and Nomad in particular I've really enjoyed. So they sent this palette to me, and even the cats are conspiring against me finishing up this video. Anyway, so the cause for this one is they are proud to support birds of prey at the Peregrine Fund peregrine fun, that protects habitats of raptors like condors, vultures, eagles, and hawks of America's Wild West. Here's the card. You know, they always support a cause, they always have a destination, and they always have that kind of thing going on. So, anyway, we're just going to go ahead and dive into it, and hopefully everything will make sense. If you're interested in this palette and hearing what we're doing, just keep on watching. So we have pulled you close, and we're going to try this Rhyolite NW under the brow, and we're going to talk about what I'm planning, how it's been going. Think channel stuff, just channel stuff in general. They are a bit softer than what I'm used to. So, and we are using a brush with no spray on it. We're just throwing some color in there. I might throw this tombstone above it, but we're just going to start with this for right now. All right, so what has been going on? There's much to talk about. Actually, it's not that much to talk about. So I am still waiting for my procedure, so we are still kind of in a holding pattern over here for a lot of things. I want to get back to my exercise and things like that, but it's difficult to do when you know that there is the possibility that you may end up taking days off because of procedure you're having. So there's still a holding pattern here. I don't really have any particular plans to ratchet us back up to 3 videos a week. However, I am thinking about a few things. So one, I'm going to go ahead and try that tombstone and just put it over to see if it lightens it up a bit. Using the same brush. Do you lighten this up a little bit? Just a little bit. Okay. Oh, I like that, I think. The 2 over each other. Or the 1 over the other. Yeah. I like that. Okay. So, first of all, I've actually been enjoying the time off. There's so much less pressure when we're just going to do things as we feel like we can do them, as we feel comfortable doing them. You know, like, if I get a box, okay, so I have the box. It can sit there a day or 2. I don't feel the pressure to just go ahead and get right to things. I'm going to take this color Ghost Train and put it on the inner corner. I am thinking that when I do come back, I'm going to keep it just as this stuff is just coming right up. This is nice. I am thinking about keeping it pretty casual and not ratcheting up the not doing a schedule. I'm thinking about just keeping it pretty, you know, what it's been, kind of. How to explain this? So I'm thinking about actually mixing a schedule and a non-schedule, if that makes sense. So I have a couple videos that I do, you know, like when things come in, like the ice cream. So we have things like that. The tea I haven't been opening. I don't know if I'm going to go back to opening the tea. I might use that as an opener for other videos, but I don't think it'll be back as a solo video. One thing that I like to do, even though it was a lot of work, was the indie releases. Thing is I don't want to do it every week. So I'm thinking about either going to every 2 weeks or even once a month. Although, to be fair, it's hard enough sometimes to keep up with the indies when they have limited editions, when it's every week. So once a month might not be feasible because then you'll miss it out on all the releases. So I'm thinking about every other week. Yes, we are drinking our juice. So when you see the tea later. Anyway, we're going to try, the next color is going to be this color Garnet. And I'm going to put that in the middle of the lid. And we're going to try it with a sponge tip to see if the shimmer is any brighter. Because this is not very bright. And that just might be the application tool. So, of course, we're going to wet it. Anyway, so I'm thinking about bringing that back every other week. And I would really like to get my daughter in on it. But I don't know if that's going to be feasible because she's now a manager of her store. And she is very, very busy doing her own things. So I miss having her on the channel, and I miss the fun we have talking together. And I think talking makeup and releases would be really great, but it'll have to be something, because that's a video that would have to be scheduled. I could see us only doing it maybe once a month, and it would have to be based on her schedule. Oh, that is very close to that color, that other color, for me. Wow. I'm not seeing that much difference. I'm not seeing that much difference in the shine, and the shade is only barely darker. Interesting. So I might brush something over it to brighten it up. Wow. That might be my lighting, but it's looking, interestingly, almost the same. Anyway, so I'm thinking about bringing that back. I'm still thinking about doing the monthly ice cream box. I don't want to schedule much, though. So the only thing that would be scheduled would be the indie brand releases. And that's only if people are actually interested. I don't know if I was getting much of a following last time on it. But it is a thought. It's what I'm thinking about doing. And I would like to start soon because we're going to start seeing all the holiday stuff. October, the Halloween stuff is already coming. But I want to keep the rest of it, other than that particular thing, I want to keep the rest of it fairly casual. It's been really nice to just be able to go, I don't feel like filming today, and I don't feel guilty about not doing it. And the vacation time has been really good. The summer has been very quiet, and I think I kind of needed that. And I kind of like to keep that kind of feeling of casualness, and so that when I come and film, I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. Not to saying I wasn't enjoying it before, but it was more of a job before. All right, so we're going to try some of this copper penny and see if we can brighten up that garnet just a little bit. And I'm using a fluffy brush, and I'm just picking up bits. And we're just going to go across and see if we can bring a little bit more brightness to that. Again, it's probably not the proper color. I am just really surprised that Ghost Train wasn't nearly as bright as I thought it would be. Oh, I like that. I like how these are blending together so that you can do your own thing. It's not much brighter, but it's enough of a subtle tint to just bring that shade out a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Of course, this is with my bright lights. You guys might be seeing something entirely different. All right, so I'm not looking at getting into scheduled stuff again too much. I am going to start doing the Sunday night stories, so that's once a week. I've been kind of waiting on that. Again, a lot of that has to do with the fact that I've just wanted to take some time for myself this summer. If I haven't already, I can't remember if I have or not, but if I haven't already, I'm probably going to delete the first 2 chapters of Assassins that we did and redo them. so that it's all together, it's all connected. So I still want to do that. That would still be once a week, although I would probably end up filming those 2 or 3 chapters at a time, maybe even a whole month, 4 chapters at a time, so that you would end up seeing one look the entire time. But I'm not sure that's that big of a deal to most people. All right. So I'm going to take some of this color Calamity. Wow, that was different. This looks kind of gray-green on my screen, but here it looks very gray. Interesting. I'm going to take some of this Calamity Jane and put it in the outer corner. This is their matte, a matte. I have no problem with their mattes. Their mattes are usually very, very good. At any rate, so I'm thinking about doing that, and just, so those 2 things would be scheduled. The once a week we would do the story time thing. I mean, it's not getting a lot of, it's not really getting a lot of, wasn't getting a lot of traction before I decided to take this break. We're just going to go ahead and do this entire, we're going to do our entire point with this. How's that? It wasn't getting much traction, as I was saying. I keep interrupting myself. The ADHD is high today. So I wasn't getting much traction with those anyway. But, like I've said before when I've mentioned them, it's not like I'm doing anything with some of the stuff that I'm posting. And some of these stories I'm posting, they aren't going anywhere. I'm not submitting them. I have to finish it out. I always get to a point with the makeup look. You all know this. I always get to the point where the makeup look where I'm looking at it going, I don't know. I'm not sure that's working. Always, without fail. Always. But anyway, so that stuff I'm still going to be putting up despite the lack of interest. Like I said, I don't have any place to do it. I'm going to be starting Assassin's Choice over. It's going to be the only thing I do for a while. I mean, there's something like 37 chapters, so we've got time. It's not horrible. I would normally like the inner corner brighter, but the colors are showing up fine on my skin, which is the biggest test of all for anything, right? And they're coming up beautifully on this. So, all right, so I'm going to take this Dead Man's Hand, and we're going to do the, we're going to take and, define the crease and shit. Anyway, so we're still going to be doing baking things and cooking things, but it's going to be like it has been, which has been very much when we have the ingredients, when we have the time, when we have, it's not been scheduled. We would like it to be scheduled, but, it's just, that's not feasible. And for me, that's just fine because personally, like I said, I am just really enjoying this time of being able to just take it easy and just film when I feel like filming, and not stressing over it like I was before. Let's just be honest. This channel's never gonna, it's, at this point, it's never gonna hit monetization or anything like that. So, there's no point in having that much stress over it, right? Right? So I'm kind of been really thinking about all that and just deciding that it's just time for me to just not push so hard on it, I guess. Make sure I'm enjoying what I'm doing. These colors, to me, seem to be so close to the same. I'm working on it. I'm trying to do the things. One is clearly green in the pan and the other one is clearly blue. So I don't know, folks. I I said, it just could be my lights. My lights could be taken out. I will say things are smooth applying. They layer and blend beautifully. This reminds me of several of their palettes of old. Softer shimmers that can be picked up on a brush, which is really nice. It's really nice. It's really nice. I enjoy the really nice. We're going to put some more across the top here, brighten this up. Come on. I will say maybe coming out like this, dark like this, fits the theme of the palette better. I mean, I'm rambling a bit, so let's see if I can. Let's see if I can summarize. I have really enjoyed my time off, and I have used that time to think about the channel in a lot of ways. I swear to God. Cats. So I've really enjoyed the time where I've been kind of just relaxing with it and, you know, just taking it easy and not feeling pressured to do anything. And so I'm thinking about continuing that theme, which means a lot of the videos will come up at random times rather than on any kind of schedule. I'm not going to be looking at doing 1 or 2 a week, you know, every week. So I'm still thinking about doing the Sunday night stories once a week. We're going to get back into those. I don't know if I'm going to get back into those right away. Because I'm still waiting for this procedure, which is just driving me nuts having to wait for it so long. It's just supposed to be a small thing, but I don't want to get too involved with anything until it's done and I see what my recovery time is going to be like. And then I want to go ahead and get back into a lot of the things that I used to do. I want to get back into, you know, my weights and stuff like that. And just got to wait for this all to pan out. And that includes stuff for the channel. I don't want to push myself for anything weekly and then find myself, you know, completely off again for another 2 weeks. I might as well just go ahead and stay inconsistent if that's going to be the case. Now, I don't think it's going to be that bad from what they were saying, from what my doctor was saying. It's not going to be that bad. But, you know, everybody responds to these things differently, and I'm just being careful because I've been having enough issues to know that responding differently could end up going pretty poorly for me with my body being what it is. But then I hope to get back into that, and I want to get back into my writing and all those things. So I still want to do all the things, but I'm just waiting on that thing to pan out the way it's supposed to, right? If I do schedule anything, it'll be, like I said, it'll be the Sunday night stories and maybe the indies. I really did enjoy seeing what they were having come out. I didn't enjoy wanting everything that was coming out. We all know how that goes. But I really did enjoy seeing what they were coming out with, even though it was a lot of work to put that together, because I had to spend the week and a half beforehand finding the images. And of course, some weeks it was like, there's nothing there, you guys. You guys doing nothing right now? Right now would be a really good time to come back and do that, because the holidays are coming up and even the indie brands are doing their, you know, they're starting to get their holiday releases pulled together. So I really think I really want to do that. You guys have to let me know down below if you guys enjoyed the indie brand stuff and seeing what was coming out. We always see what's coming out from, I was going to say ColourPop. I'll still say ColourPop, but they're kind of hard to miss since they come out with something every week. We know ColourPop's coming out, but we, you know, it's like Dior and NARS and all of them, Tarte. they get all of the attention, and these little guys, they don't necessarily get all of the attention. So my channel is small. It's not a lot for them, but I would like to, I'm thinking I would like to get back into that. I thought I lost it. I've been really enjoying using a powder instead of a liquid for my foundation. As weird as it sounds, it seems to work well. I will have to talk to my daughter and see if I can get her to join us once a month, you know, every other one. And we can discuss some of this stuff too. I don't know, I think that would be a lot of fun. I don't know how she would feel about it because, like I said, her schedule's really busy. You've been seeing less of my son. I do want to try to bring some things back. He's supposedly getting his Marvelous box, but that is, you know, every 3 months. His dad stopped doing the t-shirts for him. I'm not sure what happened there. And I have to wait until this whole thing with what's going on with my husband's job is sorted out. But he enjoyed being on here too. He hasn't asked about it, which is really interesting. But he always enjoyed doing it. So, except for the garden stuff. He doesn't like doing the garden stuff at all. Mostly because he's standing there and helping with, you know, bringing down the water and stuff like that. Now see, isn't that pretty? Doesn't look heavy. Doesn't look cakey. Evens out the skin tone. Yeah, I'm really enjoying using the powder. So, and that's another thing. I wouldn't mind doing a powder hunt. You know, random things like that, I don't have a problem with doing. You all let me know if you're interested in that. I'm not feeling as pressured to buy a lot of makeup, but, you know, I still do buy makeup. I do try new palettes and things upon occasion. So I'd be willing to continue to do that. So things will still be random, but there's just a couple of things that we would try to make sure are scheduled. You all will have to let me know what you think about any of that. I thought about bringing about the Cakespirations, but that probably won't happen anytime soon. It might, but not right now. Just, it's not even, it was fun. The Bright Ladies might come back again, probably not immediately. Some of this stuff I'm looking at for next year. And again, it's stuff that I'm looking at and going, well, I can wait on that or whatever. So just give me your thoughts down below. I'm going to go ahead and finish this look, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about this palette. So far, I've enjoyed it, even if I feel like this is a different color format for me. So anyway, like I said, we're still continuing just randomly with a couple of scheduled things. And you guys will have to let me know what kind of things you enjoyed from the past. And I'll think about bringing some of them back. And I'm saying that because, for example, people told me they liked the empties. They liked empties videos. So I would do empties videos and they'd get nothing. I mean, if you like something, you're supposed to show up for it, right? And for me, as I struggle to speak, I can talk, really. We needed to have one of these in here, right? And for me, if I'm doing it because I enjoy it, like the readings, I enjoy the readings to a degree. I'm getting my work out there. I am just finding some place to do something with my work. If it's something like that, then having a low viewer count isn't as big a deal as when I'm doing something for you or for those who say that they really love it. And those get lower viewer counts. That's a little harder for me to invest time in. It's not that I don't enjoy talking about what I've used up. It's that the filming and the editing takes up space in my life. And so if I'm going to do it for other people, I would want those other people to be there to see it, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I'm going to go finish my face. We will talk about this palette. And we will close things up. I hope I've not been too random, but you know, for me, it's going to be a few more minutes, not very long. For you, it's going to be like that. We'll see you in a minute. All right, so this is our final look, as you kind of saw it at the beginning there. Let's take a look. I will say I'm having minor issues with my eyes, so hopefully we haven't faded out too much in the inner corners. We faded out a little bit. There's like a bit of a hole on this side, but beyond that, I did end up using a sponge tip to apply more of that pink on the inner corner. I did get more of the pink color at that point, so the sponge tip might be better if you want the brighter, bolder color, although it still wasn't very bright and bold, which is fine, honestly, it's fine. I used the greens underneath, although I don't think those are showing up too well, and I probably washed away the silver blue, not all of it, the silver blue on the inner corner, but here you go. So, first of all, the look. As I said before, there's always a point when I'm putting on my makeup, and I don't always say it when I'm actually doing it on film, but there's always a point when I'm putting on my makeup where I've always got that question mark in my head of going, what the fuck are you doing? This does not look right. That point hit. With this one, I will say though, I'm not mad at this look, to be honest with you. I think it's an unusual color story for me in the fact that it's so kind of muted with the greens. This is almost what I would call, as I sit here and completely forget what they're called when they have all the smoky. This would be more of a smoky eye for me, with more of the blue and the greens instead of going to the browns and the blacks and all of that. So this is more up my alley as a smoky eye. It's just I usually use much brighter colors on the inside. The upper colors, again, this one is a bit close to my skin tone, so you may not even notice it. So I think maybe I should have brightened that up a little bit. But beyond that, I actually find the look interesting in a good way. Normally when I say something's interesting, I'm trying to say something without saying something bad. This is when I used to do a MLM design, interior design thing, and one of the things they told you to say to clients when they gave you something that was so off the wall that you knew it was going to be horrid is just, that's interesting. So I've taken up that particular way of talking about things that are, well, interesting. So, but you know, occasionally interesting is in a good way, it's an unusual way, and I think for me, this particular color story is actually very different, but I like it, so it's interesting. I did get a little dark. I kind of forgot the menteds are get a little heavy-handed. Anyway, about the palette, I like it. Yes, I think this has, despite the fact that these colors are a lot more muted. See, I expect it to be more of a pinky purple on the inner corners, and that's not quite what I got. Really, I should have expected this to do what it did. Anyway, I should have gone the pink to the orange and then to something else. But at any rate, that would be more my style, doing something brighter in the middle. So the orange would have really fit for that, or the greens would have really fit for that. But I think with the color story I chose, it still came out pretty nice overall. As for the palette, this is one of my favorites, despite the fact that these are colors that are very muted for me. Some of these are more along the neutral tones, but we've got all these other colors that aren't, that help bring that out. Will I use these browns in here, like in here? I probably will use this one. These will probably, well, these two right here will probably disappear on my skin. But, you know, I have found uses for browns. I can use them for contour. I can use them for other things. If they're just a shade darker or a little bit darker than that for my skin, I have uses for the browns. It's just they don't get used up very quickly is the thing. So, because I don't use them often. But there are options. This is a beautiful color story. I really think they did a beautiful job with the packaging. I love it when they do this. I think the color's great. The quality is great. You can actually pick up these shimmers with a brush. I sprayed my brush, but I sprayed the flat brushes. I used the fluffy brushes without spray, and it still picked up some of that color. You don't get as much depth and shine, but that's fine. A lot of people don't want that, so just use a dry brush. This is one of their, mind you, I would love a purple or something in here, but beyond that, I think this is one of their more versatile palettes. It's, keep this formula, Nomad. Keep the formula. It's beautiful. It's easy to apply, easy to work with. I just have a bit of a curve to do with the actual color story. Really, really like this. Enjoy it a lot. It is going to be worth every penny if you choose to buy it. And I think it's good for colorful girls as well as those who like neutrals, because it's not really bright, but it does have color. And girls who have neutrals have some neutrals in there, but they have some colors to round that out and do some interesting things with. So I think it's a really beautiful palette. So Nomad, love this one, absolutely. And it has nothing to do with it being a gift. You all saw how easy these colors went on, and that's important. And I can see myself using this a lot. Anyway, so highly recommend this one, and not just because it was a gift. I would never do that to you guys. I would never praise something that I didn't like. This went on easy, went on smooth. Everything blended into, they were all very blendable into each other. And even the shimmers blended into each other beautifully. Now, to try to sum up all the mess I made of talking about the channel, I did talk to my daughter. She is interested in doing the indie brand releases and discussing makeup thing. However, for her it would be once a month. So I'm thinking we'll do it, I'll break that into two. We'll do it twice a month. And I did inform her that she would have to pick one. And we couldn't do any delays on it. We would have to pretty much try to film together at a time that works and get it before too long. I can't wait days on that one. She's aware and she's interested. She thinks you guys don't miss her. I told her you miss her. You're gonna have to let her know that you miss her. And our shenanigans. I think it'll be a lot of fun to talk makeup with her when, yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it and hoping that we can, I'm already looking forward to that. So that's definitely going to be coming back twice a month. By taking the indie brand videos to twice a month instead of every week, they are going to be longer. They are going to be longer, but we'll be discussing makeup. Like I said, I'm still going to be doing my story readings once a week. Probably will film them all at once for each month in advance, so they're there. I think that'll just be easier on me in general. Still going to do the unboxings I have, except for the tea, which I will have to find a time to go ahead and unbox that. Maybe I'll unbox that with my ice cream box or whatever I'm doing at the time. Or I'll just do it before I'm doing a byte or something like that. We'll have to see how that works out. Still getting it, and so we'll see about unboxing it. That's a short 5 minutes of any video right there. And the rest of it is just gonna, I mean, even the unboxings, everything's gonna be kind of random when we want to do them. We're gonna try to get some more for my boy. We'll see. I know some of you probably miss him as well. Let him know down below so I can let him, hey, you got comment. He loves for me to tell him the comments you guys are giving about what he's doing and what he's gotten and all that stuff. So, you know, you can tell him hello down below and let him know that you miss him. So we will continue to do his Marvelous box as long as that comes in from his dad. I won't be able to afford it if his dad chooses not to continue to purchase it. However, I am going to be looking into t-shirts for him and my husband. Maybe we can get the two of them together to do something. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to push on that. My husband is still going to cook for you. I'm still going to bake for you. We still have garden videos for the rest of, you know, through October, hopefully. And, you know, all of that stuff's going to come up when it comes up. And I'm going to try to keep this kind of casual. I feel like doing that today, so I'll do that today and go from there. So there's not going to be any specific days that videos go up, with the exception of the Sunday night one. And then we'll see what happens with the indie brand ones. Anyway, give me your thoughts. If there's anything that I've done in the past that you're interested in, I would love to hear it. But again, if it's something that's not garnered a lot of traction, I can't make any promises. There is a lot that actually goes into doing these videos. So, you know, I've got to film them, I've got to edit them, I've got to do the description boxes and all of that stuff. I try to do all that stuff. And so there's a lot more going on to it than just throwing up a video. All right, so I think I've bumbled and jumbled and bumbled my way through all of that. Is that everything I need to say? I think so. At any rate, if you liked this video and you like videos similar to this where we do try-ons and we discuss makeup and all those things, I would really love it if you would go ahead and like and share and subscribe and all those YouTube things to help us out. We may never ever become monetized here. However, that doesn't mean we can't try. So you are the key for trying. And we would really love it if you would do all those things and become part of the Dommy Squad or the Dragonettes, whichever one you want to call it. I like the Dragonettes. My daughter calls them the Dommy Squad. You can join us. We would love that. And in the meantime, that's it for the day. We're going to sip our tea, which should be at full strength right now. And then we are going to go ahead and get on out of here and let you get on with your day. And I'm going to get on with mine. Anyway, sip the tea. Sip the tea, Dommy. That is just... Okay, I don't hate it. It doesn't have that bitterness that black tea has. But I don't think I would repurchase it. I don't love it. The cucumber, you get it. You get that cucumber. You really get that cucumber. And like I said, I am not huge on cucumber. I like it to a degree. It is something that I basically have when I'm in the mood, and that's about it. I'm not often in the mood. Tea is just, it's strange. It's strange. I don't find it refreshing. There's just something about the taste of cucumber that just, I don't find it refreshing. I prefer zucchini. That's weird. And there's not enough flavor in zucchini to make a tea. So it's just a strange place. This is not something I would really repurchase. It's interesting, but no, it's interesting. We'll go with it's interesting. And not necessarily in the bad way, but not necessarily in the good way. This is one of those, that's just interesting. Not for me, interesting. All right, so that's it. Hope you have a good one.